So somebody took a picture of this sign in an Uber. So, dear passenger, exclamation point. Please do not ask me, where are you from? Question. The where are you from conversation makes me sick, frustrated, and uncomfortable. Thanks for your understanding. Now, let me say that the level of contempt I have for this message is so great that I have to control myself. In fact, I think it's so stupid and so narcissistic and mean, I might add, and it's mean, that I find it almost hard to believe that it's a real picture. There is nothing more human than saying to somebody who has an accent or who has a foreign-sounding name, where are you from? It means you're actually interested in them. I have been to 130 countries. You know how often I have been asked in any of those countries, where are you from? In every single one of the countries. That is the most rational, logical, human question one would ask someone who differs in look, accent, or name, or all three, from the majority indigenous population. Correct? Correct. So how do you explain that foolish Uber driver and this foolish journalist? How is one to explain them? And here is my answer. They have been raised to find offense, O-F-F-E-N-S-E. They're offended with great ease. This is a characteristic of the left. You should be offended no matter whether an offense has been intended or not. You are to be offended. That's what microaggressions are. The University of California has a long list of microaggressions. That if you say there's only one race, the human race, that is somehow or other racist, even though it's the antithesis of racism. Or I'm colorblind is called racist. It is the antithesis of racism to be colorblind or to attempt to be colorblind. There is no more classic example of the lack of reason, the irrationality that pervades left-wing ideas than this. The alleged offensiveness of asking somebody, where are you from? Of course, I do it all the time. I intend to continue doing it because my assumption is if the left opposes something, it's probably a good thing. Not always true, of course. I mean, if they really oppose it, as opposed to make believe. They say they oppose racism, but there's no racism like left-wing racism. They believe in all black dormitories on college campuses, all black graduations on college campuses. That's racist. I'm offended. The sign is a joke. Where are you from conversation makes me sick, frustrated, and uncomfortable. So this brings up a related topic. We choose when to be offended. You choose. In fact, the one freedom we have, read Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. After the Bible, it's the book that most influenced me. This man came up with many brilliant insights in this short, powerful book. One of them is we really ultimately only have one freedom. And he learned this as an Austrian Jewish psychoanalyst in a Nazi concentration camp. Said we didn't have any freedom, not when to relieve ourselves, not whether we would die or live one more day. There was only one freedom the Nazis could not take away from us. This made such an impact on me. How we react. That is your freedom. We're not free with regard to what happens to us in life. The only real freedom we have is the way in which we react to what happens. The psychopathology of the left is that they don't believe you have that freedom. You are to be guided by what they tell you to be guided by. This person learned to be offended. This journalist who tweeted this sign learned to be offended. She goes through life like that. I'm sure she's constantly aware of the misogyny in her workplace. A term I use because they use it. I don't believe there's misogyny, female hatred in her workplace. But if you want to go through life offended, as Nietzsche put it and cited Douglas Murray's brilliant book, The War on the West, the root of evil is resentment. That is why there is evil that comes from the left, from the woke. The destruction of people's lives, the destruction of freedom, because it's the world of resentment. This sign in the Uber car is resentment. This journalist who tweeted it lives and bathes in the world of resentment. The irony is there's so little to resent in America and in many other countries. They have chosen to resent. It's a big deal.